Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 97, I believe. Happy Tuesday. Yeah. Dave is showing off his early birthday present.
I knew I'd screwed up. The problem is the neck is smaller than the one that I'm used to.
Isn't that nice though? I love it.
It's acoustic and it can plug into an amp. And you can't really see, but it's a Joe Strummer limited edition.
Good sound to
it. It does when you don't screw it up.
All like matte.
It's kind of a matte black finish, and it also, although it's not plugged in, you can tune with it. Anyway, that was fun. That wasn't Joe Strummer, that was Bruce Springsteen, but that's
there
okay.
You go.
Yeah.
So yeah, first birthday present in the books.
For me.
Yes.
Other people have had many birthday presents.
We just had March Madness, so now on April Madness. But I think it's a good idea. Like both for our birthdays this week, we picked what we wanted for our birthday.
That's true.
Which makes it a lot easier for the other person, because after you've been with somebody for 27, 28 years, it is what you've already gotten like all like the good stuff.
Well, and the funny thing is that I saw this I don't know, a few weeks ago. And then I wasn't sure.
Did it show up in your feed?
Something like that. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't an ad. It was on probably the Joe Strummer Facebook page or something like that. Anyway, but then we started looking into it, and I wasn't really sure if it's a Fender. If you ordered it directly from the company, would it come in time? My birthday's not for like another 3 weeks. But that it just so happened that there was a local music store that had them in stock. And every other place we're looking online, you'd have to order it. And I didn't know. I wanted it at least by my birthday. So it came 3 weeks early.
Yeah, and you just ordered it on Saturday.
That's right. Well, yeah, but I mean, that's because it was coming from someplace close by.
But it is fun when something comes that quickly.
But yeah, so now it'll be disappointed when...
I'll wrap it up on your birthday if you want.
Well, I wasn't going to wait. I mean...
Oh, heck no, I didn't expect you to wait. Yeah, there's no point in that. But I can wrap it for you.
Yeah.
Or just put a bow on it.
Maybe I'll learn how to play it in the meantime, since I screwed up the one thing I was trying to play. But that's the thing is when the difficult thing to get a new guitar is that aside from the fact that you obviously have to tune it because it typically would not come in tune.
Right.
But that's fine. That was relatively easy. But it's not really set up how you like it. And so what I will probably end up doing is bringing it to a local guitar shop. And they do things like they adjust the neck and the bridge so that it's, easy to play. The other thing I noticed about it, which you can't necessarily tell, is the neck is a lot shorter and the body is smaller than my other acoustic.
Yeah, so it's it's a little bit different for your fingering.
I think ultimately it's a little easier because your fret hand is closer to your body. If the neck is shorter and
That's true.
And it's a little bit narrower and the body is a little bit smaller. But it's still a matter of getting used to, and the fret wires are closer together. So, that's a little bit of a...
Does it automatically come with extra strings or no?
No. But the strings appear to be pretty new. I may end up putting new strings on it just because they're a little different than the ones that I have on my other acoustic guitar, different brand and all that. But anyway, it's fun.
It is.
It's fun, but that's why I'm going to blame it on this fact that the neck size is a little bit smaller because that song.
And you just got it today, so you haven't had time to practice that much.
And you got to go from D minor to F, which is actually pretty simple because you don't move this finger. I'm not gesturing rudely. I'm just pointing out that this finger stays on the third string, but you have to move your index finger up to bar that chord, and your ring finger has to go up to the fourth string.
It's complicated.
So, yeah, but in any event,
it's a happy early birthday.
It's fun.
How's everybody doing? We are still in vaccine chasing mode.
Yeah.
We talked about it on Saturday, just going to all the different places in our area that have it available, and we haven't gotten lucky yet, so we're still trying for that.
We're signed up in about, 15 different places, it seems.
It's going to be like all of a sudden, hopefully, that we'll get more notifications from many places that will have lots more choices.
Well, I'm sure we will have more choices, but it's about to open up to everyone over the age of 16. In fact,
I know.
I think it's
April.
It's the 12th, so
yes.
it's on Monday of next week, which is fine. I mean, that's good, but the whole process has been a little strange. I think you saw somebody on a local hospital's Facebook page. They referred to it as the Hunger Games or
yes.
something like that, and I thought that was kind of an apt description. It's kind of like we're competing against each other to get a vaccine that potentially could save your life. I mean, I don't mean to be melodramatic about it, but it seems like it should be easier to come by.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how, Cook County is, how many millions of people are in Cook County?
It's a little over 5 million.
5 million people.
1,
So
5.2.
a lot of the places are United Center, which is big. But then there's confusion. Can you get a COVID vaccine in the city?
Right.
In Chicago, if you're not a Chicago resident, we're
right.
just outside. I mean, literally across the street. We border Chicago.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then David just saw that maybe Wrigley Field is going to have vaccines, but we went on that page, and as of now, there's no vaccines available. And when you go to the Cook County site, they said there's nothing available.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little confusing because, and I understand why they do it this way in the city. One of the things they're doing in the city is they're trying to make sure that people in lower income neighborhoods have access, people in Black and Latin neighborhoods have access, at least on equal footing with everybody else. And I totally support that.
Definitely.
I think that's really good. So I understand why the city itself is, so in a lot of city locations, you have to show proof of residency because they don't want people coming in from the suburbs who have other ways to access the vaccine.
Just because they want to beat you to the punch.
Right. So I get that. But the thing of it is, the confusing thing is, this is not the fault of the city of Chicago in my estimation, but the population of Chicago is a little over half of the population of Cook County. So it's about 2.7 million or something like that. And the county is about 5.1, 5.2. So, when you log on to these different websites for the county, or you put in your, zip code and it shows that you're in Cook County, a lot of times the information you get says, okay, you follow these steps. Do you qualify on this basis or that basis or whatever? And then in the end, it'll sort of direct you to the city of Chicago requirements, one of which is you have to be a resident of Chicago.
And show ID, or else you will not get a vaccine.
Right. So it's like, no. We're not trying to get in on their thing. We're trying to respect what they're doing in Chicago, but we also, just because we're in Cook County doesn't mean we live in Chicago. There's, a few million 2.5 million of us that don't live in Chicago. So in any event, it's a little confusing, and unfortunately, this is this is one of my pet peeves. A lot of times, people who design websites, whether it's a government website or a private company website, they don't always, sometimes they leave you with more questions than they answer.
Definitely.
And there's a communication issue, so it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, and I kind of think it's unfair for people who maybe, have to navigate that if they're not used to like going on, and
for sure.
answering all these questions and jumping over hoops to try to find where to go. So, hopefully we'll have an update soon. And if you've gotten yours or the first one, congratulations.
And that's the other thing is that, I mean, I'm sure they're all good and beneficial, but the one dose variety, it's better than nothing, but it's not as effective as the 2-dose variety. So if you have it, like we're not going anywhere. Well, we are going to Champaign.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a pretty low key trip. We don't hang out in, the grocery store for hours at a time. We try to.
We haven't actually been to a big grocery store in a long time.
In a while, that's true.
I don't count the baby market by my house because that's there's like 2 people in there.
Yeah, that always works out really well. But, we're not necessarily in a rush because we're pretty cautious about what we do.
We get to work from home, so we don't have to do that. We're not going on public transportation.
But given that, I'm not necessarily, I would rather have the 2-dose variety, because and I also feel like it's a little better in terms of protecting the broader public if you know that you're like, it's 90-some% effective, you're much less likely to get it. Therefore, you're much less likely to spread it.
Yes.
I didn't mean to rhyme.
But you did.
Kind of rhyme. But anyway, that's our vaccine dilemma. We're still working on it.
And a week from today is our 100th episode.
Yes.
So it started out as like last summer, maybe we started talking about it.
You really stumped me there
I
for
know.
a minute. But you're absolutely right.
Maybe it was last summer we started talking about doing this.
Well, we actually started talking about it over the summer. We didn't start doing it until like September, I want to say. But we kicked around the idea, and we couldn't. It was one of those things where we couldn't like. It was sort of like an inertia thing. Like we talked about it, but we couldn't. And then I think what happened was. I happened to see, it was on a Tuesday, I'm pretty sure, I happened to see that it was the 45th anniversary of the release of the Bruce Springsteen album, Born to Run, one of my favorite albums. So we just recorded a little video. I played a little guitar, and we recorded a little video talking about the Born to Run album, and that's where this all began.
I know, and I think the most surprising thing is, keeping it up. Because obviously people have ideas of like, I would like to start this thing and, can you keep it going? Not only that, but we had a editorial calendar that was like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays we were going to do it. Yeah. And we have stuck to that the whole time, which is kind of like insane. So we'll have to do like a recap we'll have to go through the analytics and see like what are most popular things, and maybe we'll revisit those. We already kind of know which ones are very popular, but it's just like one of those things that all of a sudden it's like 100 episodes have gone by. That's like a major milestone. We'll have to get maybe like the 100 balloons or something like that.
Will we?
Maybe some champagne.
Champagne, okay. We had Irish whiskey in honor of my mother one time.
On St. Patrick's Day. Was that
Did we have it? No, wasn't it?
Oh, was it on?
What did we do on St. Patrick's Day? Was it not a day that we recorded? You'd think we would know because it was just last month.
Yeah.
No, it was a Wednesday.
It was Wednesday because the 19th was my birthday and that was a Friday. Yes.
That's right. But for my mom's birthday, we did. Oh, what would have been her birthday? And
which I'm still not a fan of whiskey.
Did we go all the way back? Well, all right. Now I don't remember. I think it was actually, no, it wasn't her birthday. It was all the way back in November because it was the anniversary when she passed away. It was 10 years.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah.
Because I guess it would have been 9 years because she passed away in 2011. Boy,
there's so many episodes we just can't keep track.
Yeah. But then we did have champagne for New Year's Eve, right?
We did. We did a live on New Year's Eve.
We did a live on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, which was fun.
We were alive, barely.
And I think, is that the only time we've gone live on this one?
No, we've done it a few times.
We definitely did it a few times. I'm trying to think. Which is always kind of nice because then it's just kind of like you don't have to like think about what to talk about. You just
Except
kind of like
you have to do the camera this way.
yeah, and then moderate comments and stuff like that. But
We had the multi-plat. We used the phone to do it, and then monitor things on the iPad. It was complicated.
yeah, we've upgraded equipment. We've got microphones. We upgraded our audio thing, so it's almost like we have a little studio happening,
Yeah.
which is fun. But I'm definitely proud of us that we made it this far. I'm not sure how long. I mean, we'll still do it, but you know, in the future we may do it a little bit less. You know, during the week. You know,
You're already backing up. I didn't.
We've had enough. No, I'm just kidding.
We've had enough of you people.
Yeah. But we do appreciate everybody who leaves comments and direct messages us and leaves comments because it's just nice to see that we've kind of created a little community here, which has been fun, and being able to share our lives, just a little snippet during quarantine has been nice.
But no one has to get me birthday presents.
That's true,
That
yeah.
was just because it just happened to come today, so we did that.
So yeah, it's just been nice that we've been able to have this. We had our daughter Claire was on.
That's right.
Our other two children will not come on. We've asked them repeatedly, but that's okay. And maybe in the future when we're outside, and can
If
do
we're ever
stuff,
outside
yeah.
again.
Then
Yeah.
we can do like more vlog things of like where we went today,
Right.
or where we go to dinner in Chicago. All that stuff.
Meanwhile, it was like 80 plus degrees today in April.
Yeah. I'm
And
wearing a dress today, which is like, but it was like so hot. I was just like, I think I just want to be comfortable.
and we had to close the windows because we want to shut out the outside when we do this. So it's a little hot in here right now.
It is. And actually, I had to shut the window upstairs in my office because we mentioned before there's an apartment building being built on the other side of the alley. And so it's nearing the end, I think. But it just the noise of the construction and the beeping of the backing up trucks, I was like, okay, I think I gotta shut the window.
And they started right when the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So
It never stopped.
it never stopped. They've gone nonstop since basically late March. Maybe it was early April, but it's been more than 12
And the
months.
weird part about it is, in the beginning, for the most part, there's less than 10 people who are on the site. I mean, it was just kind of crazy that
Yeah, it never
so few
seems like
people
they have
built
very
this
many-
place.
Right, which is why it's taken them over a year
Yeah, that's
to
true.
do it. That's the problem, Everybody wants to do things cheaply. Nobody wants to hire, well, maybe they're union, maybe they're not.
Well,
but my thing is, in the old days, you'd hire union contractors, they'd get the job done. Yeah, they got paid well, but so what? They got the job done, the building went up, and it was done.
My hope is that the village has promised that there's going to be a certain number of apartments that are affordable housing. So
That's
I hope that they keep that promise, because there's other high rises that have gone in our town, and our town is the home of Frank Lloyd Wright, so the architect. So there's a lot of like significant architecture in here, and having these huge like 20-story high rises built with really high rents, it's just kind of like doesn't seem like our town, but whatever.
It's also the hometown of Betty White, and I want to say she's either just about to turn 99 or maybe did.
I think she is 99.
Let's just check. Let's
Also
go to the internet.
birthplace of Ernest Hemingway. Also, Ray Kroc from McDonald's founder went to our high school.
She just turned, and Otto Kerner, the former governor who went to jail. They don't talk about that. He went to our high school as well, but they don't talk about
I don't know
that.
who that is.
Yeah, she was born in 1922, so she just turned 99.
Holy moly.
However, my dad would be 100 this year in July, so we'll have to talk about that.
We definitely will.
His 100th birthday in July.
That is so crazy.
Yep. But anyway, Ludacris also. Did you mention Ludacris? I feel like you got to mention Ludacris because it makes us seem hipper.
And
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio.
Kathy Griffith. Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffith. Yeah, it's Kathy.
I always say Griffin when I mean Griffith and Griffith when I mean
We always
Griffith.
joke because Dave and I went to the same high school, and our children went to the same high school. But when you first walk in, the main
Griffin.
Oh,
I
yeah,
knew I
that's
was wrong.
right.
Kathy Griffin. Why,
But there's like a wall of excellence for people who've graduated from there, and we always joke.
Thomas Lennon.
How come from Reno 911? how come our pictures aren't up there? So that's always been a running gag. It's still
That's
not up
true.
there yet.
The guy from The Big Bang Theory,
Oh yeah,
Johnny
Galecki.
Galecki,
Mhm.
also from Oak Park.
Yeah, so a lot of famous people from here.
Ernest
Just kidding.
Hemingway.
I mentioned Ernest Hemingway.
But the thing is that Frank Lloyd Wright wasn't from here. He just built a studio here.
Yeah.
He lived here and designed houses here for a long time.
Yeah, which if you ever come to Oak Park, Illinois, there is a guided walking tour where you listen to headphones and you can walk and have a walk and see all the houses.
It's fantastic.
It is. So yeah, so that's been basically what's been going on with us. Just same old, kind of enjoying the weather when it is not as hot as it is today, but it's nice to have the windows open at least.
Well, at least it's not humid, you know. I mean,
Yes.
this time of year, when it gets to 80, it's not going to kill you because it's still,
True.
you know. And
And who knows, it could still be 30 in next week. You
Yeah.
just don't even know.
I still expect there to be snow at some point before it's
Yeah,
all
and
over.
actually the Cubs home opener, like the wind chill was like in the 20s.
Yeah, it was, well, and the temperature was only in the upper 30s.
Yeah.
And that was just, what, a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
The Cubs, by the way, are 3-1 or something like that. They lost their opener and then won 3 straight.
All right, go
So
Cubs.
there you go.
Very exciting. So thank you for joining us tonight, and we will definitely be back on Thursday with another episode, getting closer to that 100.
I'll play better next time too.
And maybe I'll play something too.
Yeah.
So have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.